Okay, so today I'm here with Diane, who is a fellow music scholar. So thank you for being here today, Diane. It's nice
Hi.
to talk to you. So, do you want to first maybe introduce yourself and what you're studying at Queen Mary?
Yep. So my name's Diane. I'm currently studying psychology. I'm a second year psychology student. And I play the violin, so I'm a music scholar for the violin.
So, when did you start playing the violin?
I started playing the violin when I was 4, and it wasn't one of those moments where I saw a violin on TV and I was like, I need to play that instrument. It was my parents decided to get me lessons because they saw students who are older than me playing the violin. They were like, that'd be nice for her. So I started playing when I was 4, and I've been playing consistently up until now.
So, you're obviously studying psychology at university. So, how do you manage to fit music into your life right now with you being at university?
I think what I'm doing at the moment is basically I have quite a set routine. So obviously I have lectures within the day, and then I set aside time to practice in the afternoon time. I sort of see it as more of a hobby than an obligation. So I don't see it as something that, oh, I have to fit it in. So if there are days where I feel like playing, then I'll play. And if not, then I won't. So it's not too much of a struggle for me, I think, fortunately. But yeah, it's definitely a nice combination, especially to have both at once, if that makes sense. So as opposed to being too focused on one thing, it's nice to have a balance between like work and what I like doing on the side as well.
Of course, it's good to have a balance. You don't want to just be doing your work.
Especially now.
So yeah, exactly, especially now with COVID. So what would you say would be your most kind of significant musical experience to date?
I don't know if there's anything that particularly sticks out, but I always used to really enjoy playing in concerts. So whether that was like solo performance or whether that was with an orchestra, I used to love playing in orchestras because I find that when you play with an orchestra in a concert, it comes together in a way that doesn't necessarily come across within rehearsals. So I remember once we were playing the Firebird Suite by Stravinsky, and all rehearsal, like for the whole term, for nearly the best part of half a year, we've been yelled at to like create a wall of sound, and we were being yelled at. But then I felt like in the concert, there was something about it that just came together that wasn't necessarily, that we hadn't done before. So I think playing in concerts was definitely a big thing for me.
There's something really kind of magical about a big group of musicians just coming together and just creating something. So how valuable would you say music is to your life, especially right now because of COVID and lockdown? How important is music to you?
I think at the moment, especially recently with all the lockdowns that have been going on, I think it's become an even bigger thing. So it's the biggest stress reliever for me at the moment. So if I feel like it's a bit too much or I don't want to do my work, then I'll just go downstairs, play the violin for a bit. Because it gives you something else to focus on. So while you're playing the violin, I find that you're focused solely on what's going on what you're doing, like the sound that you're producing. So I think that's a really nice thing to have, especially to have that ability to go and play the violin or play an instrument. I think that's really special, especially in lockdown. Yeah.
I agree 100%. So in the future, how do you think that you're going to keep music kind of a part of your life? What are your plans for the future?
I think for me, the biggest thing is I'd want to still be part of some kind of organization. So whether that's an orchestra or whether that's just music making in general, I think that's definitely something that I want to keep up, and it's not something that I want to let go of because I think it's really, really special and really important to have that ability. I can't see into the future, so I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what I'll be doing, but hopefully music will still, be a part of my life.
So finally, you have chosen 3 pieces of music which you wanted to share with us. So do you want to tell us what the first one is?
Yep. So the first one, the thing is, I had a really hard time picking 3 pieces because I felt like it was so hard to limit everything into 3. So I thought that the basics that most people would, or at least a lot of people would want to consider, would be the Sibelius Violin Concerto. So I didn't go as far as picking movements because I thought that would be too difficult. So the Sibelius Violin Concerto, I think, is, especially if you play the violin, it's just a masterpiece from the start to the end. Like the whole thing is just amazing. And I think it's set apart from other violin concertos in that it gives you chills. Like it's quite melancholy as opposed to like Mozart or Tchaikovsky, which, I mean, they're great. But I think, the Sibelius Violin Concerto is really special in its own way. So I decided to go for that one.
It's a good choice. So do you want to give your second choice now?
My second piece was the Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto No. 2. So I think this one as well is quite iconic. I mean, also another masterpiece from start to finish. I would have to say it's kind of strange because out of my 3 pieces, 2 of them, the next one's going to be a piano piece as well. So 2 of them are piano pieces. So I felt like I should have included another violin piece, but like any way I look at it, it had to be these 3. So yeah, the Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto No. 2, definitely.
Yeah. And then what's your final piece?
The final piece is a piece called Widmung by Liszt. So it was originally written by Schumann, but then it was rearranged by Liszt into a piano piece. And I think there's something special about it in the way that it was created to be a song. So it was originally written as a song by Schumann for his wife, Clara Schumann. And then it was rearranged, obviously. So I think the rearrangement it's funny because it has its own sort of Liszt-esque twist on it, which is really, really nice to listen to. So I definitely recommend that everyone goes listen to it.
It's interesting how you chose kind of the arrangement rather than the original. It kind of shows how like the role that arrangements have in music, that they really show a different side to the piece. So I think that's all for today. So thank you very much, Diane, for doing this interview. It was really nice to talk to you.
It was nice to talk to you too. Thank you.